balanced for that successful administration? To answer that, we've turned to Feng Shui expert Tabitha Miller. And Tabitha, good morning.
Good morning, Heidi. I'm so happy to be here.
This is really fun to talk about. For people who are not familiar with Feng Shui, what exactly is it?
Oh, Feng Shui is the ancient Chinese practice, about 5,000 years old, of working with the environment to create harmony and balance for our well-being.
Harmony is useful in the White House of all
balance.
places where there can be problems and stress at times. So let's talk about, let's say the Obamas wanted to take this into practice. What would be the first tip you gave them?
Well, one tip any homeowner needs to do when moving into a new home is definitely infuse it with lots of yang energy. And luckily, Barack Obama has 2 little girls and a young puppy, and you really can't get more yang than children and young pets. So any homeowner really should brighten up the place with flowers and music, and invite children over if you don't have young children. But those first couple of days, you really need to infuse it with light and yang energy.
Okay,
yang
so play dates.
Yes, yang as opposed to yin.
What about the Oval Office, where he'll be working? What do you have to think about there?
I actually have a picture that I'd like to show you. One thing about the Oval Office is that it's very harmonious because of the shape. It has no corners, and in Feng Shui we really don't like corners because it creates stagnant qi. But unfortunately, as you can see from the picture, it's difficult to position a desk without having your back to a window. And if we look at Reagan at his desk, every president has basically had their back to that window. Now, having your back to your window leaves you open to backstabbing, deceit. So we always want to try to find a solid wall. So my recommendation to Barack Obama would be to find there are a couple of areas there that have solid walls, and I would have my back to the solid wall.
All right, last but not least, we have time here for the wood element. How does that play in?
Oh, the wood element is actually Barack Obama's element. He is a number 3 wood person, so he should enhance the wood and water element because water nourishes wood and helps it grow. I would actually recommend a koi pond in the southeast, and I have a picture of where I would recommend it be located. We can see where the White House is located. We could see the bottom in the southeast corner. I drew a little koi pond. That's because it would not only bring prosperity to the White House, but it's also very good for Barack Obama's personal element. And koi, if people know, is very auspicious, very favorable in Feng Shui.
Tabitha, thank you. Very cool. We'll have to call the Obamas up and tell them we have a few tips for them.
Yes, please do.
We're going to chat again in our 8 o'clock hour, and Tabitha's going to tell us how to get your home with some good energy inside for yourself. Hey, still ahead on Fox 35 News at 7. He's taking office today, of course, and you can take home some wacky items commemorating Obama's inauguration. Even a bottle of wine named after the president-elect. You're watching Fox 35 News in the morning. So much to talk about. We'll be back. New year, new you. You've packed away all your holiday decorations at this point, and now your house is clean and it's neat. But is it arranged in a way to make you live your best life? Feng Shui expert Tabitha Miller is here to help you bring harmony to your home, or if you're moving into a new home, possibly like the president today. Good morning.
Good morning, Heidi, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. You say there are things that you can do that are very simple to maybe change the mood of your home and how things work there. What would you start with?
Well, one thing that is very useful is a cleansing technique, and these are ancient cleansing techniques. Some of them were performed by the Chinese and some by the Native Americans. Sage is a wonderful cleansing tool, and sea salt. So these are things that when you move into a new home after the physical cleaning is done, it's wonderful to walk around in a mindful, clockwise fashion with these tools and basically cleanse, purify the energy of your home. And also another tip that when people are moving into a home that I recommend is that they come to the front door with their closing papers or their lease on themselves, and they go into the home with the family and they turn on all the lights, turn on the stove for a few minutes, run the water a little bit, and then make sure that that first meal is actually in the home and not a takeout. Turn that stove on, Heidi.
Okay, so don't bring Wendy's on the day that you're busy and moving in.
No, it's something special about that first day that you want to make sure you turn that stove on, even if it's just soup.
Okay, what about when you start moving furniture in? Are there any specific rules you have to think about where you're placing things?
Yes. First of all, always make sure that when you walk into a home that you're not looking at the back of a couch or the back of a chair. So obviously placement is very important. But as far as moving, consider what you're bringing with you. Consider what antiques you're bringing with you. Soft furnishings like cloth will retain residual energy from prior owners, where hard surfaces like your table can be wiped away clean. So I would recommend, if you're moving into a home and there's furniture there, keep the hard things, but things like mattresses and soft cushions, especially if you don't know who had it before, get rid of it.
The young factor is there for sure.
Right.
Tabitha, thank you. Some great tips if you're thinking about maybe changing things up in your home.
Great,
We're going to have all of these tips, and if you'd like to see them again, you can see how Feng Shui could help the president as he moves into his new house today. Head on over to MyFoxOrlando.com. All you have to do is click on Mornings.